Welcome to the Drunk Linux User. I'm Len, I'm the Drunk Linux User. And I ran across something the other day, quite by accident, and I thought I'd share it with you. So I am going to take you to the website first, and it's called Lunacy. Now, Lunacy is available for Mac, Windows, and for Linux. You can install it through the Snap Store if you wish, but you can also download the deb file. Now, if your system is set up for snaps, be it whatever, and something that's not Ubuntu-ish but takes snaps, you should be able to install this. If you cannot install deb files, that may be a problem. I haven't checked, but it's very possible that this may be in the Arch repositories or in your system's repositories. Take a look, find out. It's worth looking at. So, what is Lunacy? Well, it is a really great tool that kind of combines some functions of Inkscape along with Affinity Designer. And it is absolutely really cool. There is a video here at the beginning that you can watch, get a brief idea of what the workflow is like. I will let you know right up front that some things will cost extra money on a subscription basis, not as a one-time fee. The program itself is free, but some of the add-ons are not. It is not open source. It is absolutely proprietary, and it is phenomenal, though, and it is free. The program is free. So things like the image upscaler, background remover, avatar generator, text generator, those require a subscription. Now remember, I did talk about upscale, UPSCAYL, before, so if you need to upscale your images, you can use that and bring it into this program. This program also gives you an awful lot of things, such as icons, pictures, a whole bunch of stuff if you want to use their tools. Now, if you want to use it commercially, you're going to have to get in touch with them to try to find out what the deal is going to be on that. They may say you're going to need a subscription, and if you're making money, off from their artwork, I guess that makes sense, right? They have icons, illustrations, photos, UI kits. It's a native app for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. And Lunacy works fast and smoothly. It's not a sluggish browser wrapped in Electron and pretending to be an app. Now, I don't know about many of the Windows users, but the Linux users are probably going to be sitting there thinking, yeah, no Electron. It does start off a little bit slow. I think it is trying to download an awful lot of the preliminary icons and pictures off-site. I haven't really been able to determine that or not. But again, this does come in different flavors. You see right here that in the back you have Windows, where it belongs. Mac OS is in the middle. And lo and behold, Linux is in front. Isn't that cool? And so it is very, very nicely designed, put together. I'll show you in just a minute. It is multilingual. So you can see right now they have 18 languages and I guess more to come. You can design in real time with up to 100 teammates. Now this, again, I cannot verify. This may be in the free version. I don't know if there's a subscription base to do this on the cloud. I couldn't find it if it was. Lunacy uses the .sketch format. It works with Figma, XD, Avocode, and so on and so forth. It shows you the different things that it's interoperable with. And Lunacy versus the other graphic editors, as you can see here, all green checks on the Lunacy side, but all the rest of them, except for maybe Adobe XD, it doesn't have the AI component. But again, if you want the AI component, it's going to cost you. And development driven by users. Apparently, they really do take their users into account, and they work their best to put in feature requests if it's available right now. There are tutorial videos that you can see here on the page. There's some comments here, recent comments, by the way. And you can focus on design, not routine. And you can see down here that there's all these different assets that you can get involved with. For example, if you want to take a look at some of the stock photos, we go to this page here, and you really have to take a look at pricing. So if you want the full set of everything, all assets and plugins, it's $29 if you subscribe. And you can get 100 icons, 50 photos, 25 vectors, and 15 tracks per month. If you're doing an awful lot of this kind of stuff and you're in a hurry and you can't design everything yourself, maybe this is a pretty good solution. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm just saying it's an option. All right, so we're going to go out of here and we're going to go into Lunacy. Now, when you open up Lunacy, like I said, it does kind of take a little while to boot up. You can see that you have right square in the center something called an artboard. This artboard, if you can move it around. Always click the artboard first before you scroll. Trust me on this because it moves super fast. Now I'm just going to take one click and see it's gone. But it is possible to get it all back again. I don't know why this happens, but it happens. Now come on, get up there. There we go. We're getting there. Now, let's get over here again. Scroll softly. And you can see that the artboard is pretty much as big or as little as you want it to be. There are different themes that you can use with this. There's a light theme and a dark theme. You can get that up through the preferences. You can see that you can scroll down and move over, over to different things and back up. What this allows you to do is you can take, for example, one element like this right here, and you can select it and you can export it. You can export it in different formats. You can use PNG, SVG, PDF, JPG, WebP, ICO, MOUSE. And since I'm not getting paid, and it was less than 3 seconds, I think Disney's not going to sue me for that. Anyway, so you select this and you select the output that you want. You select the folder that you want it to go to. You can upload it to the cloud. You can delete the whole thing if you want to. There are, for example, I messed around and tried to do my logo here. I'm getting a little gun shy about moving things around, so bear with me here while I get this in the center. Now, all of this right here is grouped together. You can ungroup and then just keep ungrouping until you get down to all your main components. There's my image. There's the Drunk Linux user. I did put a black background on here just so that you can kind of see the difference in it. You don't have to do that. If you export it without the black background, it comes out real nice and clear, just like this. I do have a tip for you. I'm not going to get into it fully today, but if you're using a video editor such as Shotcut, make sure you have a black background or some colored background behind your transparent PNG. If you don't, for example, the circles for the bubbles for the drunk penguin here come out as big blobs and all jaggy, and the text looks horrible. Now, I don't know why, and again, I'll get into this in more detail later. I'll try to find the answers for this, but if you don't put a background behind your transparency or your transparent PNG, and most, not all, but most video editors for Linux, it's going to look crappy. As soon as you put the black behind it, boom, looks perfect. So, just a little tip there. Regardless, you can see here that I used the Ubuntu font. This is what really drove me nuts right away because I could not figure out what to do with this. I kept going to text options, and I didn't actually see it because I'm using the dark mode during the day. My fault entirely. But if you come over here, there is a drop down. You can have all the fonts that are available to you, just your system fonts, or you can use Google Fonts if you wish as well. And you can search by it from right up here. For example, if you want to use Times New Roman, okay, and you go to System, you should be able to find, maybe I spelled it wrong. Oh, my fault. Anyway, you can change it if you wish to, and then Control Z just brings you back to where you wanted to be in the first place. It's really, really nice. You can line things up very, very easily. For example, if I want to move my text around, it will show me where the centers are and where the tops are. And this is something that Affinity Designer has been doing for quite a while, and something that Inkscape has recently been working with as well. I like this feature. It's called snapping. I like this feature a lot. It does seem to help me a great deal. And you can do all kinds of things with this. You can do rectangles, circles, lines, arrows, triangles, polygons. You can adjust things there. You can draw with a pen. You can insert images. You can put in buttons and icons. And speaking of some of these other things off to the left-hand side, if you have elements that you use on a regular basis, you can create components that you can put in here. For example, if I want to take this, I can drag it. Yeah, that was totally not right. But you can create your own components, and I guess create component button. See, I'm still learning this too, but you can create components. If there's something that you reuse quite often, you can put right here in this bin, drag it out as you need it. Styles, this applies to text styles. You can create your own as text styles, not textiles. You can create those and put them in here as well. I mentioned icons. It comes with just an amazing amount of icons that you can use. And if you don't see something that you really want, and you go back, you can type in something like, oh, let's do tux. I'll just put in penguin if I can spell. Now this is on Windows. If I get rid of that filter, then we see that we have Mr. Tux right here. Click on him. Click on him. Yeah. Maybe I have to deselect everything, huh? Or maybe, oh, there's a little $sign there. You have to pay for that guy. Interesting. I didn't notice that the other day. So I'd actually, there we go. Here's one we can use. You can rotate, you can enlarge, but these, for the freebies, they are low res. So if you don't need it really big, then it'll work out just fine. You can also rotate. It's very, very smooth. Everything works very quickly. Ah, see, now we're getting stuff. Now you're going to do it for me. Linux. Oh, I got this Linux. How about this tux? Nope. They want you to pay for that bad boy. Okay, so you get the general idea. And just to get rid of an element, select it, hit delete key. Just like that. And away she goes. There's an awful lot that you can do with this. You can change colorations of things. For example, I have the text set as white. I can change it to anything I want to. I'll just put it back to white. You can do alignments. You can do fills, borders. I haven't even played with the effects yet, so I'm not even really sure. Oh, you can put a shadow on this thing. Oh, let's see what that looks like. Shadow. Inner shadow and Gaussian blur. Well, if it's got a shadow, oh, there's the Gaussian. Okay, so maybe you have to, here you go. See, X and Y, X and Y. Let's bring this up to say 8 or 11 or 12 or something, and do the same thing here. Will it work? Yep, I can see a shadow now. Okay, so let's just turn off the effect. We don't need it. I've been having a lot of fun with this. Also comes with a lot of pictures. Again, you can sort what you want. If it's not there, you'll know. Oh my gosh, we've got penguins. All right. You can use illustrations. They have a lot of different styles that you can choose from. Let's use Eastwood for a second. Let's see if it loads up. Let's get rid of you. No. What do we have? Oh, we have Eastwood. This may be one you have to pay for. Let's try try something simple. Let's try abstract. There we go. And again, just like the icons, you can drag and drop, you can rotate, you can change the colors, you can do anything you want to with it. So very, very cool stuff. If you're into doing user interfaces, for example, if you're on Mac OS and you want to do something like, let's try to find something that actually makes sense. Templates, desktop, there you go. And then you can kind of like do whatever you want to inside here. And I just got rid of my text. Select and delete. Alright, let's do this. I'm still getting used to the keyboard shortcuts. Most of them are standard, but hey, again, there's a little bit of a learning curve with any piece of new software that you run across. And I just think this is really cool. You do have layers. You can move things up and down on the horizontal. It's just really, really nice. So if you're into this kind of stuff, like to do user interfaces, or if you want to create maybe something for a presentation or whatever, take a look at Lunacy. I think for a freebie and something that is, it's not trying to be everything, but it's trying to be enough. And this is a very quick program to put things together with. So, Lunacy. We're going to talk a little bit. I mentioned in the last show that we had a hurricane coming through. It came, it went, not much damage. Not here on the beach. There was a lot of erosion. Winds more strong than when Ian came through, but when Ian came through, Ian was a tropical depression. When we got Nicole this time, we were in the upper I, and I'm really glad that we are in a very strong structure. So, didn't even lose power. Everything was great. And so that's our weather report from this part of the world. So let's do our words of wisdom. Don't drive drunk, don't drink and drive, don't go to Amazon, eBay, or use MSN shopping all buzzed up thinking you're going to buy the latest, greatest, and coolest stuff, because you're probably not. In the meantime, nice fresh hot cup of Java. Bottoms up. Later, dudes.